Hello and welcome back to another Oscar prediction video where today I will be taking a look at the category of Best Animated Short Film. Now, the short film categories are always really tricky. Like, you kind of want to get them out of the way relatively early on because you never really know. I'm in a situation where I have actually seen 4 out of 5 of the nominees, which is not bad. Most of the short films that are nominated each year are, you can find them online or on streaming services. And so I'm going to actually post links to some of the nominees that I can find below. Uh, but I do want to say it's kind of interesting because I am getting into the habit now of recording these videos a little bit in advance. And so I had already planned out, okay, I'm going to do animated short relatively early on in my Oscar predicting lineups because that one seems to have a very clear and obvious frontrunner. But the funny thing was, as I actually went through and watched some of these, I'm not so sure. And I'll get to what I mean by that in a second, but I just want to say for the record, if you can find the time to watch short films that are nominated, you should. They're really great, unique little forms of storytelling, and a lot of these directors are going to go on to make features, and this is sort of their way of getting their foot in the door. So, first and foremost, let's start out with fifth most likely to win, The Flying Sailor. So, this is an interesting one. The short basically tells the story of a sailor who is getting blown back by an explosion and is seeing his life pass before his eyes as it happens. So, in case you're wondering why the screenshot I chose is not of him getting blown back, it's because he is naked for most of this short. That was definitely an artistic choice. I would kind of assume that a different nominee in this category has all the dicks you need for this category. I don't know why you need another one, but okay. To be honest, I didn't hate this short, but it did feel a little bit, I don't know, it just didn't grab me. I saw what it was trying to do, but it just didn't work for me. And of the nominees, I feel like this is the one that's probably going to garner the least amount of passion. I don't see a ton of reason why people would want to vote for it. It's solid enough and it has some interesting animation in it, but yeah, considering the competition, I just don't think people will vote for this. So that's why it's my number 5. Fourth most likely to win is An Ostrich Told Me the World is Fake and I Think I Believe It. So I gotta be honest, as soon as the short list came out of the 15 eligible shorts for this category, and I saw this title, I knew it was getting on, because they always gravitate towards shorts that have an interesting title, at least in terms of nominations. When it comes to wins, however, most of the people voting on the category will have seen all of the nominations, and from the reviews, this one is nice. It seems to be the most overtly comedic one, being very meta about this character in a stop-motion world, seeing the realities of the world crumble before them. But also, I should mention, this is the one nominee that I could not find online. It's possible that I might find it and watch it before the ceremony, but I don't know how likely that is. And so, I don't know. From what I've heard, it just doesn't seem like the sort of thing that would win. They don't often like to go for pure comedy in this category. Oddly enough, they go for it in live action film more than in animated. And so while I think what they did here is certainly appreciated, I think people want to go with something a little bit more artistic and something that like looks better. It could still win because it's a short film category and anything could happen, but I just don't see it happening from what I know about the film. Third most likely to win is My Year of Dicks. Now, one of the greatest moments of the Oscar nominations being read live was when Riz Ahmed read this title out loud, and every single person in the room had to take a moment to giggle at this title. I don't know how rare it is for an Oscar-nominated film to have a quote-unquote bad word in the title, but at any rate, it happened with this movie, and I've seen the film. It's not bad, but it definitely is weird. It tells the story of a teenage girl attempting to lose her virginity, and it's definitely trying to make a statement about like the pressures that that girls that age feel, and sort of what they ultimately come to realize about their own bodies and sex in general. So definitely more adult themed. Definitely not something you should show the kids just because it's animated. Uh, and to be perfectly honest, it wouldn't shock me if it won, but I just don't know if I really see it. It's not bad. It's solid. It's just I don't know if it's going to garner enough passion. I think the weirder aspects of it, the more gross aspects of it that I get are a part of the story. I don't know. I can see this being a turnoff for some voters. So I don't ultimately think that it's going to win, but maybe some people will just name check it because of the title alone. Second most likely to win is Ice Merchants. Okay, so when I went went through the process of watching the nominated films, I saw that this one was online, and I said, okay, I'll just knock this one out. I was not prepared for this short film to move me emotionally the way that it did. Uh, this it tells the story of a father and son who live in the mountains, and that is all I'm gonna say. I highly recommend you check this one out for yourself. Uh, I think there's an honest to God chance that this could be our winner, which is interesting because Gold Derby has it at number 5 for some reason. Uh, But from a lot of I've looked at some of the other rankings, and people seem to rank this one generally high. Maybe that's just a film Twitter thing. But I think people who bother to watch all 5 of the nominees will be really caught off guard by where this one goes in a good way. I think it's really powerful. And it is simplistic, and it is mature in a sense. I don't want to give anything away, but I think that this could potentially speak to a lot of Academy voters. And unfortunately, I can't really get into why this one probably won't win without covering the one that probably will win. And as of right now, the film I have number 1 most likely to win is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse. So, this film is an Apple TV Plus original based on a beloved children's book of the same name. This won really, really strong reviews. It's the rare short film I've actually seen advertising for. They're putting for your consideration adverts out there. They're really like banging the drum, getting people to see it, and it has well-respected voice actors in it. So this should be our winner. And having seen it, it does feel like a winner. It is really sweet, essentially telling the story of the boy and these various animals coming together and sort of forming this found family. I don't want to give too much away, but it is a really sweet film, and it does feel like something that kids and adults can get behind. It has some great animation and some great music. So this does feel like a winner. However, I want to take this moment to say, while I was watching it, I kept getting flashbacks to Robin Robin, the Oscar nominated short film from last year that seemed like an easy frontrunner, and yet it was the only Oscar that Gold Derby failed to predict, animated short. Uh, both Robin Robin and The Boy, the Horse, the Fox, both Robin Robin and this one uh, have a major distributor behind them, have a lot of eyes on them, have celebrity voice actors in them. They're both relatively long for short films, about a half-hour special. They're both child-friendly. They both have polished animation, and I don't know, they both seem on the surface like such obvious frontrunners, and yet Robin Robin still lost to something that was a little bit different, something a little bit more mature, with arguably more to say. Now, I do think The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse is more mature than Robin Robin because of the way the characters talk and some of the issues that they address. Um, and I can definitely see this one really, really working on older Academy voters and not feeling too juvenile. I can also see some people saying that the Ice Merchants like goes too dark and doesn't feel earned. But here's the thing. I find myself legitimately really tempted to predict a major upset and say the Ice Merchants is going to win. But I've learned you don't bet the house on the short film categories. You don't overthink the short film categories. Because last year, I predicted documentary and I predicted live action short. Both of those, I decided to go against the frontrunner because I had a gut feeling, and my gut feeling turned out to be wrong. So there's probably other categories later on where I'll vote against the frontrunner. But this is one situation where, yeah, it makes a lot of sense that this is the frontrunner. But I want the record to show that I think the Ice Merchants has a legitimate chance to win. I think of the other 4 nominees, it is in the best position to come up from behind and win. If it actually happens, I'll be kicking myself. Honestly, maybe I should just... It's possible that I might change my prediction last minute. Again, I kind of went into this one thinking, oh, boy, the horse, the fox, the... I said it wrong again. The boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse all walk into a bar. Okay. But as of right now, my official prediction is the boy, the mole, the fox, and the horse. It might be possible that I change it later, and if you want to make a bold prediction, then maybe go with Ice Merchants. Also, watch the Ice Merchants, because it's really, really good. But as of right now, I'm going to play it safe. Okay, so thank you guys for watching, and tune in next time where I will be taking a look at the category of Best Original Song. See you then.